What is Philippine English? Let's go back to history. Way back in 1898, the American soldiers and Thomasides came to the Philippines and introduced the English language. And later on, English became one of the official language in the Philippines. In the course of its spread, the morphological, phonological, syntactic, and semantic features of English language had executed a series of changes. And these changes generated with the process of Philippinization give birth to Philippine English.
Is a variety of English native to the Philippines. It is recognizably English except that it is infused with creative vocabulary, syntax, and intonation that only Filipinos can decipher correctly. It does not only exist in Philippine magazines, school publications, but as well as in English local newspapers.
That is why in this video, the syntactic and lexical features of Philippine English in the selected newspapers in Cebu, namely the Cebu Daily News and the Freeman, will be presented. So let's now talk about the Philippine English in the entertainment section of the selected newspapers in Cebu. First, lexicon. The Philippine English lexicon refers to the vocabulary of a language. These are words or terms that are unique to the Filipinos. In identifying the Philippine English lexicon, there are categories. First category is normal expansion, which has two processes. The extension of meaning, which means branding or generalized terms to cover the whole category. Then shift in a part of speech, which means changing the part of speech of an existing word. Second category is coinage. Coinage means inventing a new word or phrase. The third and the last category of lexicon is borrowing. These are words or terms obviously not English but are borrowed into English. Normal expansion. Here are the words or terms under normal expansion. Boyish, province, hashtag, third party, kapuso, related, upload, nakick-out, nagbabasketball.
Let's talk about first the word boyish. In American English Standard, boyish means a male child from child to adulthood, engagingly youthful or innocent. While in Philippine context, boyish means a girl who acts and speaks like a boy. Wears what most boys wear and do the things that boys do. This means that boyish in the Philippines is associated with female, which is not common in American context.
In the Philippines, the term province is used to refer to a place outside the capital, which is Manila, and is often associated with farmers, rice crops, mountains, and rural areas. However, in the American context, the term province is associated to the different states, and a political boundary called province does not exist.
Hashtag. Originally, hashtag means a word or phrase preceded by this symbol that clarifies or specifically involved in a relationship between two lovers. Some Filipinos regarded it as a negative connotations and called third parties as home wreckers.
Kapuso is a Filipino made-up term that literally adapts its meaning heartmate. That's how GMA Network call its viewers. This term is considered to be branding because Kapuso are the avid viewers, employees, fans of the GMA Network.
Related is an adjective or noun, which means belonging or associated to something. However, some Filipinos use the term related as verb. For example, Gigi meanwhile related how she felt after being offered to star alongside Gerald in her first ever TV series project. Same as the use of the word upload, which is originally a verb or noun, which means the act or process of transferring. However, some Filipinos use it as an adjective. For example, Ellen Adarna is spilling the tea again in a recent Instagram story upload.
Na-kick out. Basically, kick out is a verb, but some Filipinos use kick out as an adjective by adding na, which is a Tagalog prefix, to make it an adjective. The same process goes to the word nagbabasketball, which came from the noun basketball, plus nagba, which is a Tagalog prefix, to make it a verb, nagbabasketball.
And for the next category, coinage. And here are the words or terms that are found in this category. Testament, action time, mega daughter, empowered, BBB, EBS-CBN, MUPH, A to Z, P-pop, POF, and Viva Max.
Testament. It referred to a man named Joel Villanueva, a senator who underscored the pivotal role in technical education instilled authority or testament in the government's effort to get millions of unemployed Filipinos back to work after suffering job loss during the pandemic.
Action time came from the Tagalog action combined with the English word time, a 30-minute magazine show which Villanueva hosted over A to Z Channel 11. Mega daughter, Filipino coin term to refer to the daughter of the megastar Sharon Cuneta, a famous singer and actress in the Philippines. Empowered came from empowered but removed the vowel E2 and capitalized the M to specify Maymay Ingrata first digital concert.
BBB. It is a Philippine version of the Big Brother reality game show franchise in America. The word Pinoy in the title is a colloquial term for the Filipino people. is a term referring to the nationalism in the Philippines to refer to Miss Universe Philippines. A to Z. It is an abbreviation from the first letter of the names of two parent companies, ABS-CBN and ZUI. ABS-CBN. It is an initialism of the network's former names, Alto Broadcasting System, Chronicle Broadcasting Network. The Filipino called it the Pamilya Network.
PAF is an acronym for Philippine Air Force. PPAP, a short term for Pinoy popular music originating from original Pinoy music or OPM. Viva Max, Viva subscription video on demand streaming service. The term is like the Netflix in the Philippines.
Borrowing. Here are the words or terms under borrowing. Teleserye, Kuya at Ate, Pinoy, Tingog, Kilig, Patol, Madlang, View, and Balakang Morena. Teleserye. Teleserye is a Tagalog term which means television soap opera, combining tele from television with the Tagalog word serye for series. In the Philippines, two of the famous teleseries are The FPG's Ang Probinsyano and The Broken Marriage Vow. Kuya and Ate. These terms are originally Tagalog, which means Kuya for older brother, Ate older sister. In the Philippines, these terms are considered to be cultural items borrowings and are in the domains of kinship. Tingog. The term tingog is originally a Visayan term which literally means voice, and it is also used as a regional party list name Tingog Party List, whose mission is to be the voice of the people in the island of Samar. Pinoy. The term Pinoy is an informal denonym referring to the Filipino people in the Philippines. Kilig. Kilig is a Tagalog term which means exhilarated by an exciting or romantic experience. Just like how you feel when you see these two love themes below. View. The term view is originally from French, which means a woman's lover or a friend. Morena. The term morena is a Spanish word which means tan or brunette, used to describe a girl with olive skin tone. In the Philippines, the term continues to evolve as a trait that empowers a true Filipina beauty. Madlang. The term madlang came from the Tagalog term madla, which means the public and the populace. The term madlang is very famous in the Philippine noontime TV show called It's Showtime, in where they called their audience the madlang people.
Lastly, syntax. Philippine English syntax refers to the grammar or structure of a sentence. Here are the categories unifying the Philippine English syntax. Faulty article usage, subject-predicate incongruence, faulty tense aspect usage, and unusual word order.
Faulty article usage. It includes to the use of indefinite article a instead of the definite article da. The indefinite a should be used when there is no specific reference, while the definite da should be used to generalize a group when there is a specific reference. First sentence. Nadine shared this IG stories on Friday, a day before Lena Robredo filed her candidacy. It should be the definite da, not the indefinite a, because of the phrase day before Lena Robredo filed her candidacy, which refers to Friday. Second example. In a previous vlog, they looked back and how their long-year breakup led them to develop a feeling of resentment against each other. According to the American Standard, it should be the definite da, not the indefinite a, because there is a specific reference on what kind of vlog are they referring to, and that is the previous vlog on where they look back on their long-year breakup. Third example sentence. In a press conference for his new film Manipula, the hunk actor was cornered with questions between him and Kylie. According to the American English Standard, it should be in the press conference instead of in a, because there is a specific reference on what kind of press conference it is.
For the second category, subject-predicate incongruence is when the verb does not agree to its subject. For the first example sentence, there is still a lot of things I need to fix myself. A lot of things here is a countable noun is plural. In the rule of inverted subject, if the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. But if the subject is plural, then the verb must also be pluralized. The second example sentence is, Shania isn't afraid to do a walking pose, and well is spoken and listen well. The verb listen here does not agree to its subject Shania, which is a third person singular. According to the English rule, if the subject is a third person singular, then the verb must be plural. Therefore, it should be listens, not listen.
The third category, faulty tense aspect usage. First example sentence. Since then, the netizens and supporters of both are bashing on Brenica for allegedly cheating on Kylie. It should be have been bashing instead of are bashing because of the adverb of time since then, which means that up until now, the action still continues. Second example sentence. Julia Barreto and Gerald Anderson have gone on a getaway to Boracay where they had their intimate dinner together at the beach. Have gone is used instead of the past present tense had gone. It should be had gone because it demonstrates an action before another action in the past. Third example sentence. The sexy star discussed that she reposted Brenica's viral statement on a Facebook account because she was carried away by her emotions. There is an inconsistency of the use of verb tenses. It should be reposted because of the verb discussed, which means action occurred in the past. Fourth example sentence. On Monday morning, October 11, 2021, Ellen replied to a follower is the third time that the Los Angeles Lakers hosted the event on the celebration on the LGBTQIA+ History Month. Hosted was used instead of the present perfect tense have hosted. Because of third time, it means that the action began in the past until now and has the possibility to continue in the future. So it should be had hosted, not hosted.
For the last category, unusual word order. The first example sentence is, now, Jaden fans are waiting for another revelation on which side is tired this time. In this sentence, there's a redundant use of adverb with the same meaning, now and this time. The second example sentence is, it's funny because after I get out, I want to shout out after but she's there. In this sentence, there is a repetition of the word after. The third example sentence is, acting is great because you have to have a connection with your co-stars or else it shows that it's fake. In this sentence, have to have is a colloquial English which means should, must, or need. Instead of using have to have in a sentence, it would much be better to write it this way. Acting is great because you must have a connection with your co-star or else it shows that it's fake. The fourth example sentence is, me, I am just touchy. In this sentence, me and I should not be used as both a subject and a sentence consecutively because I function as one doing the action while me function as the receiver of the verb. The fifth example sentence is, with no hesitation, yet again showed everyone how real she is by answering a bit of personal question from one of her 4.2 million followers. In this sentence, with no hesitation does not exist in American English Standard. Hence, the usual would be without hesitation. The last example sentence is, before, Ronnie goes by the motto, ball is life, but he now says he is now a self-proclaimed boy. In this sentence, there is a repetition of the adverb of time, now. And in this sentence, it is unnecessary to repeat again the adverb of time now, since it is already indicated. In conclusion, this video proves that there is an existence of Philippine English, specifically in the entertainment section of the selected newspapers in Cebu. Furthermore, this means that those terms and sentences discussed that were different from the American English Standard are not considered errors, but a unique variety of English called Philippine English that only Filipinos can fully comprehend.